Hello everyone, good afternoon. We are Team Yellow, and we'll be presenting on the topic from week 2, the structural frame. We'll be performing a small role play. So the structural frame was developed by Lee Bolman and Terence Deal, and today you're going to be attending a seminar from Lee Bolman. So we will be defining and discussing the importance and working of the structural frame and its HR applicability through the lenses of different managers and their operational models. So we'll further look into B.Ed's business and come up with some kind of recommendations and see how the structural mechanism can improve a failing HR practice. So Lynn, B.Ed and myself as Annie, and we are all going to be organization managers, and Lindsay is also going to be a commentator, and Minoli here is going to be Bolman, and Roya will give us the conclusion and also operate the slides.
Once upon a time, there were 3 managers. They were about to go through their journey of understanding what the structure framework is. One manager in particular was so overwhelmed, she was on the brink of giving up and drowning her own tears. Help was on the way. Let's take a look at the very place at this all began, where all the helpless and confused managers from different walks of life came together.
Hi, how are you? I can't believe this is happening to me. What is going on? What? No, I don't have time for this. I've got to be at this bloody seminar. Hey, what's going on? Excuse me?
Sorry, I don't really know you, and I don't
I
want
think I need to
listen in.
hang on.
but
Yeah,
I think
sorry.
You need to relax. We're kind of starting to.
Hey,
So.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm wonderful. Everyone is sitting down already. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Lee Bolman, and I am an academic researcher and HR specialist. My seminar is going to help you managers and leaders to get a better handle on your companies. And I've also, over the last few years, decided to take a Masters of Human Resource Management at RMIT, and I prefer it over Yale, actually. Over the years, I worked in organisations to see the applications of my theory, and I realised this is not the case. Practitioners undervalue structure and misunderstand it to be some sort of bureaucracy and rigidity. They've got it so wrong. We can progress through today's seminar by defining structure and addressing its development, then identify multiple factors associated with structure such as the 6 basic assumptions, key coordination mechanisms that facilitate this concept. We'll finally move on to restructuring and reconfiguring. A dear friend of mine, Terry Deal, who couldn't come here today because he was sick.
Sorry, I have a call.
Okay, moving on. So him and I came up with the 4-frame model in 1997, together encompassing 4 different perspectives on how to approach organisational challenges, such as the HR frame, the political frame, symbolic frame, and structural frame, which is the emphasis of today's seminar. Is everyone here familiar with the structural framework?
Yes, here.
Oh, yes, go to
So according to Black 2004, the structural frame is the text-oriented framework defined by its architecture of organization, which involves technology, goals, rules, and coordination of them. It's very rational and focused on control. It can increase employees' productivity.
Oh, that's it! And not to mention that the right structure applied can foster survival and growth within a company. Okay, everyone, let's move on to the 3 fundamental characteristics of the organizational structure. Whose business here has one person making the decisions? Anyone? Ah, yes. And who here leaves decision-making processes to the rest of the company? Ah, this is the extent of centralization, which forms a chain of command from the highest to the lowest levels of the organization. Now, whose business would you say has many levels such as divisions and departments? Okay. With this referred to the level of complexity, which is the degree of differentiation that exists in a company. Who has a lot of rules in their organizations?
Not me.
100,000% me. Oh, well, Annie, that means your business is a high informalization, and be it yours is not. It's actually the opposite. But those good things still. Formalization refers to the degree of standardization and in the organization and extent of the internal policies and regulations. They help mainly to guide and coordinate employee behavior and internal activities.
I need a break. There's too much theory. You agree? I've got to think about my business. I think I've got to go.
Did someone say too much theory? Who said that? Who thinks that? Well, whoever it was, I'm going to give them more. Come on. Here are the six key assumptions that underlie the organization. Number 1, they achieve goals and objectives. Number 2, they work best if it's more rational than personal. Number 3, the structures need to fit an organizational circumstances. Number 4, they can enhance performance through specializing in labor. Number 5, they need to coordinate and control appropriately to ensure that everyone works together. Number 6, problems and performance gaps arise from structural deficiencies and can be remedied through restructuring.
Hi, sorry, can I leave now? I'm too busy.
Yes, of course you can. I'll just go through the 6 key aspects of organization, okay? Okay, perfect.
I'm never going to get out of here, am I?
So, my friend Mintzberg actually came up with all the parts that make up an organization. The strategic apex is a leader that gives everyone vision and direction. The middle line are the managers that create the link between the workers and the leaders. The operating core are the workers that make the services and products. The support staff supporting everyone internally, like all of us HR professionals. The technical cores are people that write the policies and rules. And finally, the ideology of the culture of the company.
Excuse me, I have a doubt. So, why is this even important? Like, I don't see how relevant this is, and it's mostly all theory. Is there any application to this?
Well, I would like to ask you, what is your workplace and what do you do?
I'm actually a HR manager in a very reputable medical center.
Oh, and a medical center, what would you say is the most important part of your company?
The doctors, I think they're just better than everyone else.
Well, there we go. See, medical centers are considered a professional bureaucracy, where the main part of your business is the operating core. So your doctors have a lot of discretion due to their medical knowledge. So your structure must have plenty of procedure and policy, maybe even to an extreme level because of the critical work you do. Understanding the core aspects of your organization forms a skeleton of a company that leads to higher performance outcomes. Is that what you want?
Can I please see you, Albert? I think I might need your help.
Oh, I didn't realize I was going to get so many questions
Well,
so soon.
My company is going through a restructuring process. I'm on the fence about adopting a 4-frame model. I understand that everyone's saying that as a leader and manager in my manufacturing business, I should look at organization issues from 4 perspective. But to be honest, I'm not sure how it is relevant to my company's restructuring process.
Excuse me, but I'm sorry, but how dare you? Like, Bolman asked me that question.
Oh, this looks like we need HR. Oh wait, that's me. But seriously, Pranith, how on earth did you become a manager? And enough from you anyway. Annie, after the seminar is over, I'll be offering my services.
Really?
Yes. And Annie, I'm glad you mentioned that you are undergoing restructuring because this is vital to sustaining organizational health. To help you a little bit more, it's a manufacturing company, yes?
Yep.
Yes. So this follows a machine bureaucracy. Basically, it runs like a machine, regular, routine, and predictable. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's my business.
And there's focus on the technostructure, which means that those who write the rules. So Annie, your manufacturing company emphasizes the following procedure. So more procedure you add, the more your workers know exactly what's expected of your behavior.
Yeah, I guess you're right. My company is also going through a location move. We're having a location move, which is stressing me out. And I'm dealing with confusion around roles and priorities, and I'm not sure what to do. And
You'll be just fine.
but are you gonna help me out?
No, Annie. Plus, you help me because Annie, that brings me to my next point: restructuring. Are changes requiring the organization to form some sort of structural adaptation to fit with the changing environment, tasks, and technology. Thinking long-term, Annie. Think long-term. So why would this happen? Maybe because of new business acquisitions, low business performance, market conditions, or simply to stay relevant, to name a few. Regardless of the cause of restructures, the process of restructuring is complex and can make or break a company. High risk, look at Telstra. So reconfiguration is a little bit different. Who knows about that? Yes.
So reconfiguration defined by the transferring, editing, combining, and dissolving business unit without modifying the company underlying structure. And reconfiguration is not when a company is undertaking changes in the core steps of the business, but rather adapting certain function in response to external or internal pressures.
Lee, you are my definitions god, I am telling you. The best approach to reconfiguration for you HR people is through first aligning the goals of the business, identifying organisation's key strengths, through creating analyses, and then implementing these outcomes into efficient and effective practices. I think this brings us to the end of my seminar. Thanks for coming. Let's help ourselves to some drinks. Hope you have a great night. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
At this point, Viet was in the deep contemplation and almost feeling a little less overwhelmed than before. She reflected to Bolman's work deeply and realized that what she was hearing about structure wasn't all that useless after all. She was beginning to see the hope that she has lost with her business.
Oh, Mr. Bolman.
Yes?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I think this is just what I needed.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. You seem a bit stressed out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come sit.
Oh, okay.
No.
Are you sure?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, yes, I must admit, very, very stressed. I run my own business, and I won't say it's easy, that's for sure.
Oh, well, I just need to think for a second. That's incredible to hear. What is your business?
My business is called Dr. Doolittle. It's a localized dog walking business. However, it's very, very small. So I've been considering whether it is relevant to this topic, considering our size.
Well, too small? No dog is never too small. There's no such thing as too small here. Size doesn't matter. In fact, structure is still applicable. To me, it sounds like your business has a simple structure, operates the low-level complexity, consisting of a strategic apex, which is you, the owner, and a small operating core. Anyway, sorry for waffling on. I just love my theory so much. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so my main concern is really that, our policies and procedures, they're not formalised. I remember you were talking about formalisation before. This scares me a bit.
Okay, how about a little HRM 101 for you? Come close.
Okay, yes, absolutely.
Okay. We can use one of the 6 coordination mechanisms that follows the previously mentioned assumptions. These mechanisms are direct supervision, which is you, standardization of work, standardization of skills, standardization of output, write this down, mutual adjustment, and standardization of norms.
Okay.
So yours, I think we should be looking at coordination mechanism number 2 in particular.
Okay, standardisation of work, you say?
Yes. This assumption can help standardise your work processes and ultimately formalise your business, which is not formalised right now.
No, that's for sure.
Anyways, your strategic capabilities, like your employees, how is managing them like?
Well, it's not really the management of the staff. It's more of communication. There is a lack of communication there that I'm finding being a major problem. There's trying to organise an organisational culture that really standardises our services is hard to come through a formal communication. Yeah.
Is this affecting your clients?
Oh, I would say so, absolutely. Because this lack of communication, in the end of the day, that will affect our clients because my staff is not getting the organisational culture right.
Oh, well, how about this, Viet? This may seem like a lot of work for you, but I think your business needs to undergo a process of reconfiguration. Don't be alarmed, because it's just changing the bits and pieces and it can help improve communication.
Really?
Actually, I have something for you. Just okay. I don't know if this might help, but just have a look. So here are the recommendations. Number 1, your business, I'd say, is a bit dynamic, as you can quickly pick up on fleeting opportunities.
Certainly.
So number 2, pace yourself, yet you might have to reconfigure a few times. This can be chaos for everyone. So really clarify policies and procedures, and even on your budgeting. And this gives you more control. Okay? Okay. So number 3 is play to your strengths.
I like that one.
Yeah, I know. And number 4, determine what other systems are needed. So what I can see your culture revolves around is service. right?
Yes.
So encourage more communication
Okay.
and around it, and formalize these systems to enhance it.
Okay.
Anyways, most importantly, can I meet your frogs? I mean, dogs, because I really am a big fan of them.
Okay, yes, of course. Thank you so much. I believe I might not be failing after all using this.
Oh, well, you can thank me by giving me one of your dogs.
Oh, dogs. I'm not sure about that one.
Now we have come to conclusion. Through our performance, just Lee Bolman gave us a definition of the structure framework. But to recap, the structure framework is to clarify the status of leader, and it is clear that the various parts of company should have proper coordination. The purpose is to adapt the organization to environment or technology in which it is placed, and the employees are subject to management constraints and supervision. This requires managers to adapt the right structure for their organization, which directly affects the way they manage employee and tasks. Finally, it is worth noting that regardless of size of business, incorporating some or all factors of structure firm is recommendable in an HR practice or point of view. Thanks for your listening.
Okay. Do you want? Oh. I'm not going to ask for an encore. Okay.